Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. Hopefully you can see this. Let's explore the wheel a little bit. I found something fascinating going on here, and I just thought I'd share it with you guys. So right now we're going to work on, first thing is continuity. All right. So let's go ahead and establish what has continuity here and what doesn't. Sound like a good one, right? Obviously these two together do. All right, so we're going to check the magnet and the upper ring. No continuity. Let's check the bolt. Excuse me. And the ring. Continuity between the bolt and the upper ring. So the bolt's connected to the bottom chassis, which is the flywheel, which is like 3/4 inch thick iron. Alrighty. So we have continuity between the bolts, the 4 bolts, the bottom, which is this. So that means that this and that have continuity. Let's check the magnets along with something. No continuity there. And beeping scaring me. I think the concrete's still wet, but these magnets are isolated from everything. This ring right here is isolated. No continuity. Can you guys see that? Yep. So this round ring, no continuity. And I see that concrete's still a little wet. All right. So, but basically this upper ring, the 4 bolts, this bottom flywheel, these rings, and all these 8 bolts are connected to the flywheel. So that should be the continuity there. Now let's go ahead and we're going to check something on magnetic induction. Since the magnets aren't in continuity with the metal of the chassis, we'll call it, and the upper ring, let's check some poles. All right, you guys. So that one you can see. Okay, so this one here, look. So this one's a North Pole. Can you see that one? That one's a North Pole. Can you see this one? That one's a North Pole. And this one, I don't know if you can see it, but it's North Pole also. So that means that the flywheel itself is North Pole. Okay? That means the whole lower chassis, the gear rings, the upper becomes all north. All right? So we're establishing north right now. I know you guys are going to like this. Leave your comments. This is great digging in, because this is what we're doing. We're digging in. So all becomes the north. Now, in here are the neutrals. One thing I noticed that I didn't notice before is, can you guys see that? That's south, and that's in between the magnets. Let's check out here. Can you guys see that? That is South Pole out here. South Pole. South Pole showing up back here. As if this was one coil. One whole coil. Just like the PMH. See me touching the PMH? You're getting, whatever's up here, you're getting the same back there. These PMHs are acting just like these coils. So you got south there, and you get nothing flipping there. Back to south. Then it goes to north. Then it goes to south. Then it goes to north. Then it goes to south. Then it goes to north. Then it goes to south. North, south. In a couple areas, obviously there's some magnet issues. And I would almost have to think that some of the, maybe a magnet or a couple magnets in that location there, nothing I can do about it now, but maybe we're polarized on their opposite born on date polarization, which I think matters when it comes to magnets. When it comes to coils, it doesn't matter because the coil sends the copper, the inductor sends the energy in the direction. So in magnets, it's different. So now we can establish that there's a pole in the center. So right now, if we're vortexing, and you get it going, you got magnetic flux in here in a vortex, sort of like a tornado. Now I can't even, it's hard to stop this thing, it's so heavy. Unfortunately, we got to do some tests here. So let's let it slow down a little bit where I can grab it. All right, so the test is this. We're going to check. Right here, this is north, right? I'm going to take this piece of iron. I'm going to put it and place it in front of the magnet, close in proximity. And we're going to watch we're going to watch the compass change a little bit. It'll even change direction. So the induction of the magnets is showing up on the polarized area, the region of what we call the chassis. So like right here, you guys can see that, right? So right there is, this is North Pole. And I'm going to put the piece of iron in front of the magnet. And there I just touched the magnet. You can see that something happened. And I'm going to go touch the other magnet. Gonna make a damn liar out of me. I just did a bunch of stuff with this. Here you go. So look, I got it. See it reacting? So I'm putting the iron bar across the magnets. There you go. Now that's in front. Let's move over here. And here's North Pole as well. Got the piece of iron here. You see it move. It's reacting. There you go. I just pulled it off. On, off, on, off, on, off. Let's move it over. Look, it went the other direction. Let's move it over. Look, coming back my direction. Let's move it over. See it moving? So we're seeing a reaction now. A couple good major things here. We established where North Pole is. So there's a positive charge coming out of the North Pole, right? So all the North Poles, which is all these top barriers, the rings, and the whole bottom chassis. And here it gets really even thicker. It's like that thick. It's real thick iron. It's a lot of iron. Too much iron is not good, but in this sense, this is what we want for saturation. So all that negative charge will be inside the iron. So you can see the reactance on how the magnet is making the metal react to the magnet. I think that in itself, you don't really hear anybody talking about that. That's unbelievable. To me, it shows that there's more potential in with the iron and the magnets, and then now we're going to add aluminum spools with I'm going to use 22 gauge wire, just like the PMH. I'm going to put a lot of turns on them to build up a lot of resistance, and with using low voltage, which we're capable of making 40 volts. I'll determine what the RPM is for that 40 volts. And I'm doing it by hand without going Superman. I'm just doing it by hand by you know, actually slow RPMs. I'm saying like 6, 7 RPMs. I'm getting enough to make it all work, and it's all got to be laid out. But this is really good to know that when the magnet is up against a piece of iron, that there's a reaction going on in the iron, which is all North Pole. And then by having these set up, I got one at North Pole, the next one's South Pole, next one's North Pole, and the next one's South Pole. So I don't know what Ed did on his wheel, because I wasn't into this deep to be digging in. I mean, like a lot of people say, it's just a bunch of magnets and it's a stator and that's it. End of story. Bam, close the book, move on. Nah, I'm still in the book, and I know there's a lot more to it. And I'm more Wilhelm Reichy. If I had to define myself in any representation of anybody in the past who I thought that I kind of have a kind of spirit from, I would say it's Wilhelm Reich in a sense, because it's the matter that matters. If that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then you're not going to get it. But all energy is stored in matter, and it touching each other like the ground you walk on balances it all out, and it becomes something stuck, like, to me, reminiscence, electrostatic in a sense, when you have a capacitor and you're sending energy into the capacitor, you're charging two plates and building up a tension between the two plates. And with that tension, you're creating something that's abundant in the ground, because it's both potentials. It's not even both potentials. Let's just say this. I believe that it's just potential in itself in general. Bam. And with that, whether you want it to be positive or negative, is the fact that it's all connected in the ground and balanced out, and you can pull either you want, positive or negative, from it. So it just becomes electrostatic connection to the ground, and it becomes electromagnetic on the energy that it's producing to create the event. And then it becomes the speed of the wheel to tune to the Schumann resonance, which would be the wave that's going up and down vertically. It's not really vertically, it's a wave, but vertically. My dog just came next to me and farted. Oh my God, about almost knocked me over. Woo! NASCAR! Vinny, whatever, go somewhere. With that wave, the speed of this will allow, what matters is the length of black pipe. The pipes that we have, they're not going to be connected to anything other than more iron for the PMH to have as a backup negative charge. It's awesome, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. Sorry to take up 15 minutes of your day, but hopefully you watch the whole video. Leave your comments. Really appreciate the comments. I read them all. Try to get back to everybody, a little bit here, a little bit there, but between working, having a family, and a lot of work, I work a lot, and then here, it's a juggling act. You guys leave your comments. Peace out.